It's March 12th? Oh my gosh. I just looked at the calendar. I'm like, it's March 12th? Holy crap. Hi, kids. It's the B Cup, and I'm sorry I'm late, but last night I went to the Tranny Awards, the Trans Awards. We used to call it the Tranny Awards. That's why I said that. But now they changed it to the Transgender Erotica Awards. You know, obviously for reasons that deal with political stuff. But that said, you know me, I love the word tranny, and I think it's an important word to use, and I think it's an important word to reclaim. By forcing a award show to not use the word tranny just feels but it's all good. Everyone's happy about it, and it's moving the award show forward. So I was at the Transgender Erotica show last night here in Hollywood, and I woke up at like 10 o'clock this morning. Whoa. Trampon doesn't party that late, let me tell you. Good morning, Lauren. Nice to see you on YouTube. And good morning, Leo and Kat and Denise and Mandy. As you see by my voice, I just actually woke up. But I wanted to come on because it's Monday, and it's the start of the week. And I want to tell all you kids that I'm starting to work with FTM Magazine. Hi, Colleen. I'm working with FTM Magazine. I'll put the link here after on a new project called Ask Buck. And it's going to be, you could ask me anything, and we're going to put questions up to bridge the gap. To bridge the gap, kids. Good morning, Mandy and Colleen and Care and Nate and Alice. So I'm a believer of bridging the gap. It's the way we have to move forward. There is just too much disconnect. There's so much disconnect from this generation and that, and I don't even know. It's generational, but not necessarily age-related. It's generational in the fact that there's a newer group of trans people growing up in this world, and there's an older group of trans people who grew up already in this world. And our ideas are completely different than what's happening today. But how do we get to a point where we respect each other's choice of transition and understand that my way isn't your way and your way isn't my way, but it doesn't make it right or wrong? This is the real important question that I have for you, and the most important thing that I really believe will move us forward, because the disconnect is destroying us. I'm guilty of it. I am 100% guilty of it. And I'm not saying that I'm an angel, because I'm not an angel. I am actually a person who believes and is very passionate about my transition and the way I did it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm telling you what worked for me. That's what's not happening. We are not listening to each other. I'm listening to the children, to the younger generation, but I'm disagreeing. They're not getting that point. They think I'm not listening. I am listening to you, but I disagree. That's where we need to come into understanding. It's okay to disagree. It is okay not to say that we belong in the same place. It is okay to say I identify differently than you identify. I'm listening to you. The most important thing is we listen to each other. But how do we get it across that I am listening to you, but you're not hearing me listening to you? You understand what I'm saying? It's very complicated. Good morning, Nick. Thank you for the B Cup. Little steps add up to big change. It's true. If you saw how many amazing messages I get from cisgender people and from younger trans generation thanking me for speaking up. So this is why I don't quit. This is why I don't walk away, because I could walk away. I tell you every day, I could walk away and do my other stuff that I'm doing. But I really believe in community, and I believe in it. I'll tell you why I believe in community. I'll tell you why I believe in a community. Good morning, Diana. I will take a sip. Thank you for reminding me. Listen, I have to tell you something. As you know, you see all that foam in my mouth? You see that foam? So I want to tell you something. You know, I use an espresso machine. I found the best way to make the foam to make the hot milk. I use hemp milk now. It's amazing. It foams up so great, because you know I love the foamy part. So here's what I see happening. I see a newer generation thinking that the older generation isn't listening to them. We are listening to the younger generation. We are just disagreeing with some things that the younger generation is saying about the older generation, or about the use of certain things. That's where the disconnect is. The newer generation doesn't think we hear. We hear, but we disagree. That's where we need to have the conversation. Disagreeing is okay. I'm not going to change because you think I need to get on board with your idea. I'm not going to do it because it's not how I feel. You should never change your direction of thought, of passion, unless you really believe it. You should never change your thoughts or your way of doing things just because other people tell you it's the way to do it. That is bullshit behavior. That is not okay. And that is cult behavior and fascist behavior. It is pushing people into the way of thinking that you think is the right way. That's the problem. I am listening to you. I am disagreeing with you. That's the only thing that we have to understand. It is not that I don't respect you. It is not that I don't necessarily agree with you. It is not any of that. It is that I have my own way of doing things, just like you. This is the part where we're not coming together. Older generation and newer generation must love each other. It is the only way for us to move to the next level. Good morning, Dominique. My kid is in the house. I love you a lot, kiddo. Dominique is one of my young kids that I guess sort of took under my wing. I don't really know. I just love you a lot. And we connected at the bodybuilding event in Atlanta of maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And Dominique became my kid. And Tyler became my kids. And these two kids became my kids in a sense that I watch out for these kids. If they need me, I'm always there for them. I love them more than anything. And you want to know something? They're from the younger generation. How old are you, Dominic? How old are you, my friend? I think he's like maybe in his late 20s. Maybe, I don't know. I met you when you were in your late 20s, I think. And now maybe he's 30. But he listens to me. He doesn't necessarily agree with everything I say. He doesn't necessarily want to agree with it. 27. Dominique is 27. I don't even know my kid's age. That's a true trampa. This kid is fucking brilliant. He's smart. He's focused. He does his own shit. He's also not influenced by other people telling him he has to be the certain way. And that's why he's my kid. Because I really, really encourage these children to think on their own feet and not get sucked into a community way of thinking. Because a community way of thinking can hurt your growth as an individual. You are not a community. You are a fucking individual. Community comes second to who you are as a person. This is the part we are missing. What's happening right now is we have a lot of vulnerable people. We have a lot of vulnerable youth who are very lost in their idea of who they are. Clearly, I was lost too. I didn't have a group of people. That said, when there's a lost group of people, smart people who want to manipulate people see this and they grab a hold of becoming the leaders and the voice. And we have some people in this community who think they are the leaders and the voice. And they manipulate the young ones who are very much in a very vulnerable state right now. And they mold them into thinking, this is the way to be trans. And Buck Angel is not a good person because he speaks the word tranny and he uses transsexual. So you're immediately brainwashed into thinking that. That is not community. I don't care how you identify. I don't care what you do with your body. I don't care what you do with anything part of you. What I care about is that you have a happy, fulfilled life like I have. And that's all I care about. I care about you loving yourself. I care about you having sex. I care about you creating the body that you want to create. I am not anti anything. Well, actually, I am. I'm anti one thing. And you want to know what that one thing is that I'm anti? Hate. I'm anti-hate. And when you start bullying other people in this community that they have to have surgery, or that you can't say tranny, or that you can't be a transsexual, that's bullying behavior. I'm anti-bullying behavior, my friends. So Dominique says, damn right, I create my own path, not walk others. That's Dominique, my fucking kid, creating his own space. And you can see it when you watch him, when you see him doing his music, when you see him fucking out in the world with cisgender friends, gay friends, straight friends, people of color friends, white friends, everything. Learn how to get into the world of everyone, not just trans, not just cisgender, not just people of color, not just natives, not just whatever. Learn how to incorporate your life as a full. You are not just one thing. You are not just one thing, kids. Hi, Kel. Please be my dad. Okay, you want me to be your dad? Can you imagine if you came home to dad? Anyways, kids, this is a short episode just because I woke up and I have to get to work. My God, it's 11 o'clock in LA and I just like starting my work. That's why I don't go out. That's why Trampa doesn't go out, doesn't stay out late. I didn't go to bed till 3 in the morning. That's really hardcore for dad. And you can call me dad if you want. So, before I go, I need to let you know this. I am now working with FTM Magazine, and we have a thing called Ask Buck. And you can send me, just go to FTM Magazine /Ask Buck. You'll find it on there. I'll put the link up here, okay? And you can ask me anything you want, and we're going to post it on the website. If you want to go anonymous, you can do that too. But now I'm giving people an opportunity to actually directly ask me questions. Ask me why you think I'm transphobic. How can I be transphobic? I'm trans. That makes no sense at all. That's just ridiculous behavior. And to even say that is just so out in left field. It makes you really understand the insanity that's happening in part of our community. To call me transphobic it's like calling Martin Luther King racist. To call me transphobic is like calling Martin Luther King racist. Are you insane? You're not listening. Listen to what I say, kids. Listen to what I'm saying, and you will not think any negative things about me. I believe in love. I believe in compassion. I believe in respect. I believe in understanding each other. I believe we all have our own path. I believe there is no way to be trans. I believe you create yourself. I believe that whatever you see as your vision of who you are is who you are. So you can say anything you want about me. I just expressed exactly who I am. So it's not possible. This idea that you could try to take me out by calling me transphobic is actually damaging to your community. Because what you do when you do that is you create a divide between people who, whether or not you like it or not, I am a voice in this community, whether you like it or not. I created this voice of 17 years of putting myself out there. It didn't happen overnight. I'm a voice because I choose to be a voice. I'm a voice because people listen to me. I'm a voice because I am what? Authentic, transparent, and I live my life the way I want to be. There's a reason why people come to me. If you did the same without being angry and mean, people would do the same to you. So if you don't like my voice, create your own voice. But I won't shut up, and I won't stop continually trying to create a bond between us and not a separation. Because you can replay this thing for the rest of your life. You can replay this video on YouTube or on Facebook for the rest of your life. And here it is in live format, which you can replay every day. I am not what you think I am. I am a man who wants to create a community full of love and compassion, period. And there it is, my friends. It's just that you don't like what I'm saying because you have been told other things. Get up on your own 2 feet, friends. Listen to your own brain. Stop being totally refocused by other people in this community who have an agenda. Don't you see that? When people tell you how to think, it's because they have an agenda. I would never tell you how to think, ever. It is not my place to tell you how to think. It is my place to tell you, this is how I did it. This is how you can do it. Take the tools that I have already built and use them. Or don't. Build your own house. Do whatever you need to do. That's the point I'm trying to make to you kids. If Nate says, if you're transphobic, I'm the Pope. It's crazy, Nate. It's crazy, my friend. Colleen says, can I message you anyway, even though you are doing FTM Mag? Of course, you can always message me too. It's not, you don't have to go through there. Zoen says, I saw some guys say this crap for the first time. They got the impression you were anti-lower surgeries. I have never heard you say anything like that because people make lies about me. It's shocking. People make shit up about me. They have zero facts. That's the thing that's so funny. I could say anything I want about you. and I can put it on the internet. Facts, my friend. If you're smart, you'll look for the facts, not listening to what people think about me. People think all kinds of things about me until they get to know me. I've never heard anything like that from your mouth. I don't get it. People, no, because they want to create a divide, Zoe. It's totally insanity. But it's not true. Eventually, people realize it and they come around. You could say whatever you want about me. Either you're going to investigate and ask me. The bottom line is this, kids. Ask me. Am I anti-bottom surgery? Ask me. Just ask me. And we can discuss it live or we can discuss it off camera. But ask me, am I lower bottom surgery? Anti. Ask me. It's that simple. Kelly Irene says, authentic, real, loving, caring, honest, and no shit talker. That's exactly who I am, my friend. You nailed it. Don't be sheep, kids. Yeah, okay. It's not, Kelly Irene says you need to quit worrying about what people say and focus. Yes, I'm not worried about it, Kelly Irene. I'm not worried about it. What I'm worried about, I'm not worried about me. Not at all. I'm not worried about me. What I'm worried about is the direction of this community. So I use me as an example. I'm far from the only one being slammed by a group of people in this community. So I use me as an example. It is not just me. It is so many people being slaughtered every day by a group of people speaking negatively. I don't want to have this as a negative thing, but I really... I need to get it across to the world of the transgender people who are taking themselves down and out. It's sad to me and it concerns me. It actually concerns me as an old man. Zoan says they are doing right now about toxic masculinity, creating divides. Why? Our community... I think you're right, Kelly Irene. I'm going back to Kelly Irene. I need to start speaking a little bit more positively about how to remove... But the problem is this. That keeps coming into my thought because it's actually clouding my thought process. It's clouding how we go. And that's the thing that's concerning me. If I don't speak about it, will we speak about it? Does that make sense? If I stop speaking about the divide in the community, will it just go away? Will we come back together? Or will it take off more powerfully in a bigger way if I don't bring attention to it? Does that make sense? I think bringing attention to it is very important because clearly you all see it too. But if we don't talk about it and how to stop it, how do you stop something from happening? It's like war. How do you stop war from happening if we don't talk about all the slaughter that's happening behind the scenes? Behind the scenes, every day us Americans go on about our work, go on about our lives, worry about our iPhones, while people are being slaughtered in other countries by us. But if we don't talk about it, everyone just has their head in the sand, not even knowing what the fuck is going on in the rest of the world as we move troops in all these different places and actually continue to fucking shoot and bomb people without us even discussing it. That's what I mean. In the same respect, we are shooting and bombing each other, but nobody's talking about it on the level that I really want to talk about because it will take us out. It will take us out. The divide, the hate, the nonsense will take us out. And Kelly Irene, this is why I focus on it and have been focusing on it for a while now because it concerns me. And I'm very, very, very saddened by the way that people speak about other people in this community. It's sad to me and it hurts my feelings. So Colleen says, hey, Buck, I'm watching with my cisgender female friend. She is confused of what's going on. Oh, okay. Hi, Colleen, and hi, friend. So basically what's going on is this. I started a new column with FTM Magazine about Ask Buck because we need to start asking the older generation and the newer generation. I want the newer generation to ask me questions. There is a total divide between an older generation of transgender or transsexual people and a newer generation of transsexual and transgender people. And they are clashing. They're not doing this. They're doing this. How do we make it so it smoothly integrates and we create an awesome community? I know how to do it. I know how to do it. And that's why I speak about it every day. How we do it is through dialogue. And how we do it is by listening to each other. And how we do it is by understanding. By listening, you are giving respect. It doesn't mean you have to change your mind. It just means you have to listen to me. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to be part of what I talk about. You just have to listen, and you have to say, you know what, Buck? I appreciate your ideas, and I appreciate your way of thinking, but I'm not on board with it. Bless you, my friend. That's how we move forward. It's called respect, and it's called understanding that we all have our own way of doing things, okay? So remember that I love you guys a lot. Remember that FTM Magazine. I'll post the links there. You'll send me messages, all of that. Have a beautiful Monday. It's the beginning of the week, okay? Whatever you create in your mind, create it and move forward. And don't let people, okay? Don't let people affect you. Colleen, don't let people affect you, and no one has to validate you. You do not need to be validated by anybody, especially people in this community. You know who you are. Be who you are without any desire to have validation from anybody. Ty says, Vancouver, Canada has this issue to the point I left. Literally, that is why I moved. It is horrendous. And it's getting worse, Ty. But find your tribe. Find your people. Find your people. And that is not... And this whole cultural appropriation thing. When I use the word tribe and I use the word people, it's in a word, it's using the word, right, as a positive thing. I am embracing a culture that is beautiful and lovely, and I'm taking their words and I'm using them in a beautiful, positive way. It is not cultural appropriation. It is not cultural appropriation to call me an elder. It's a way of using language that has been given to us as a positive way to use it. People misunderstand what cultural appropriation is. And now they're saying everything is, when you do that, you ruin a culture, actually. By me speaking and using beautiful language from a beautiful culture, it is embracing that culture, and it is creating a way for us to actually use a culture that has taught beauty and compassion and empathy. So that, my friends, is not cultural appropriation. And so this younger generation thinks everything is cultural appropriation. That is wrong. I have many Native American friends who tell me, my God, Buck, use the words. We give you these words. We believe in creating a world of love and happiness. My Native friends tell me this. So don't let some little white trans kid telling me I'm culturally appropriating language when a Native American is telling me to use it. So go figure. This is what is destroying us. This idea that you think you know more than everybody else. You don't know shit. You only know you. Remember that. Remember that. You only know you. And that is all you need to know. I know shit about you. I know nothing about you. I appreciate you. Tell me about you. But I don't really know you. You know you. And if you have intention to create a world of love and happiness, that's all that matters to me. But if you have intention to create a world of anger, hostility, no self-love, then I'm not on board with you, my friend. And I will come at you and actually, I will ask you why you actually think that way and why you continue to use language in the community that continues to separate us by calling another trans person transphobic is transphobic in itself. It's like, are we reteaching the world? Like, what is wrong with you? When you call another transgender person transphobic, you are being transphobic. That's the bottom line, kids. So let's go. Let's create a world. Let's stop attacking each other. Let's understand each other. Let's respect each other's individuality. Let's move forward in the world, and let's stop hurting each other. It is really distressing. But I love you guys a lot, and it means the world to me that you hear me. It means the world to me that you are willing to have conversation with me. And it means the world to me that you want to move forward with love and compassion. It's the only way, kids. It's the only way. I love you. Bye, YouTube. I love you a lot. Thanks for showing up all the time, Nick and Lauren. I appreciate it, too. I'm still going to do my Facebook, even though they're like, whatever, dude.